let's create a database. A supply chain is created. So if you see the history, so now, so the first one, SQL text, create database SC. Now this command is executed, right? 144 milliseconds it took. Now where we have to go back? So go back to worksheets. So this is your worksheet. If you want to create another worksheet, you click on the plus symbol. Now here, click refresh and supply chain. Supply chain is created. That's how it works. So a database is created. Now you have to enter the, now you have to create the table schema in it, then you have to create the table in it, right? Your database creation is completed. See? So here, now you have a sysadmin role, you have warehouse, now the database is SC. Now public schema. Why public schema? So let me open this guy. So there are by default, two schemas are created. One is information schema, second one is the public schema. But these are all automatically created when you create any database. So if you click on the information schema, there are a bunch of metadata things are already created. So no tables in the schema, but applicable roles, columns, databases, these are all the engine related or Snowflake related stuff. Replace database supply chain underscore DB. So this is my query and I'm executing it. So I'm going and refreshing it. So SC underscore DB created. By default, two schemas will be created, information schema and public schema. Right? Automatically, when you create it and SC underscore DB is selected in the database level. So, right? So now, after the database, what do you have? So after the database, what you have is the schema. So the schema creation syntax is create schema and then your schema name. Schema inventory inv underscore schema is successfully created. And here see, and that is automatically selected. But if it is not selected, let's assume you have another schema. Schema is created, ship schema is selected. So now you have to go back and you have to select your required schema, or now shipping schema is selected, isn't it? Now you want to select back the inventory schema. So for that, what you can use is something like use schema. So now inventory schema automatically switched here, right? So that's how you have to use. Why these are so important? Because you would be seeing bunch of schema in the future, and you don't see the drop down and select that and etc. So you would be automatically clicking here and executing the queries like that. So here you have two schemas. Information schema, public schema automatically will be created when you create the database. That is for the framework purpose. So if you see the information schema, you would be seeing bunch of views in it. Invoices schema or inventory schema, you don't see anything in it. Shipping schema, you don't see anything in it. These are all the user-defined schemas. Now, let's go a little deeper. So now we have supply chain database. Now I want to create, now shipping replication is created. Now let me use the inventory replication layer. So this replication layer is selected. So now clear, click refresh, open it. Now you would be seeing your replication layer. Now your schemas, replication schemas are available. What do you mean by replication? If you're, so we already discussed, right? So replication layer. So in the Snowflake, so if you divide the Snowflake into 3 layers, this is entire Snowflake. So your source system, Salesforce, Oracle, Workday, and some .NET application, some Java application, some other small warehouses, you will be dumping the data and you will be storing into schemas. This set of schemas, logical set of schemas, all ending with replication. That means replication layer. So you will bring the data and you will keep here. What you will be bringing? You will be bringing multiple objects, right? In the Salesforce, for this inventory, it may have 5 different objects, and you would get 5 different objects data as is into this one. That's called replication. You are not doing anything. You are replicating exactly as is. Like for this one, for the Oracle, for Workday, for custom apps and Java, .NET, and you will be putting everything into the replication schema, right? And already we created two replication schemas. Then it is a transform layer, then it is the repo layer. Like inventory schema replication layer is available. So now let's create a couple of tables, and a table format, like syntax is exactly same. Create table. So invoice underscore Asia Pacific 1. So this is my table. Like inventory, Asia Pacific, location 1. So I'm taking all the inventory from Asia Pacific location 1 in my organization, right? And this is my, I'll create very simple one, ID. I'll just create one ID variable, and it is int type. Okay, one table is created, right? So where it is created, so whatever, so here it got selected, so that will be created. Or you can use schema is there, like inventory schema replication, there it will be created. So you have to use the right conventions for this one. So this is invoices and schema replication. Click on that and you will be seeing the metadata. Who created? System admin. When created, how many rows it has, how much size it has, and everything. All the metadata automatically, one row is inserted, number of rows inserted in the bottom, it's showing one row, right? So now let's refresh that table. So let me close everything else. You just need to click on that, then that will be closed, the schema will be closed. So now when you click on it and it is showing row 1 KB data is available. So you click on 3 dots and you can see the preview data. So the data is available, 1, ID is equal to 1, location is equal to Mumbai, right? So, and you can see the view details, and these are all the details. ID is one column, and it's a number, and second one is a varchar, and it's a column type, is null, yes. So these are all the constraints, you can see it. So a C underscore DB, supply chain underscore DB database, then it is schema, then it is table, right? So you can remove this one, you can add your own stuff. Inventory Asia Pacific location 1, executed, and you got the data, right? You can see the history, and this query, no, not star, select star from your table, all right? So this is how it works. Go back to worksheets, and all your queries are there. So that's how it works. So now what we have seen so far. So we have seen all the tabs in the Snowflake, and we have discussed all the database and shares the data market little bit. Warehouses we have seen, worksheets we have seen, history, and all the tabs we have seen. We have seen and how to create the databases. What is the what are all the default schemas will be created within the database, right? How to create the schemas and how to create the tables, and the data insertion will be done by your replication layer elements. So see, now the data tables are done, tables are created here. Now, so usually in the if it is replication layer, and this program, whatever this program is, a Python or it is Java or it's a MuleSoft or String or whatever, even Kafka. So that program will take the data, will dump into this table. That is the replication layer.